Be sure to check out my Patreon for weekly exclusive interviews, extra content on Veve and Omi, and building generational wealth, as well as money management tips from experienced whales. Yo, what is going on, y'all? I'm Cavell Anderson, and we are back with another Veve and Ecomi video. And this one, we're going to be touching on an interesting topic, I feel here. This is actually going to be a little bit of information on some of my strategy and what I'm going for in terms of, in terms of what I'm buying right now as far as a long-term investment and how I'm investing, because I know everyone has their own strategy. Everyone has their own beliefs about where Veve will go. So keep in mind, this strategy is not something for everyone. It's actually something that I've told to my private group a few times. It's stuff that people already know, but obviously I told them first. They knew like a year ago or a long time ago, like whenever I made it. So that being said, I'm going to tell you all some of the way that I think, some of my perspective, and some of what I'm looking at. So over the year, while people have been going for certain drops, every time there's a new drop, I understand the sentiment is going to be, yo, this is a new drop. This is so fun. This is a great experience. Let's all dive into the new thing. I've always took the approach where, oh, they're diving into the new thing. Let me look all the way over there that no one's going to be thinking about. So I know people think that Veve is going to get to different places. Some people don't expect the metaverse to do well. Some people don't think that they will be able to deliver a metaverse. Some people think that they're going to be teaming up with Disney for a metaverse, so the metaverse is going to be insane. Like, there's all types of things. So you're going to invest based on what you believe the future is going to be for Veve, and that's if you plan to be here long term. I don't know why you would have Veve as a short term investment, but I mean, yeah, like it just depends on your goals when you're in the community. So yeah, that being said, I don't give financial advice. I won't be giving any financial advice at all. I'll just be telling you all some of the things that I'm personally doing, some of the things that I'm personally looking for. So yeah, before we jump into it, be sure to drop that thumbs up, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you stay updated. So something that I am looking at personally, something that's been a part of my strategy from the beginning almost, it's vehicles. Because I look at it like this. I believe in the metaverse. I understand that the world is moving this direction, and based on Alfred Kahn speaking, based on David speaking, based on Dan speaking, based on the team, like, they know that gaming is going to be a big part of this. They know how important it is that the experience, like Veve is all about the experience. So far, we've only really seen the collectibles aspect, and we've only seen the crypto, some crypto, NFT, but it's going to be so much more. And I told you all, I'm a 10-year holder. So I'm investing for long-term things that we can get super cheap right now, but people aren't really going to care enough about for them to start going up until later on. That's how I go about investing in some things. Now, I do have a balance. I do have a variety. I'm not just all in on things that's 5 or 10 years out. Like, no, I have a balance of Veve stuff. But we are going to be focusing on some of my long-term plays where it is things like the DeLorean, the Ecto 1, because you have to think about it. When it comes down to utility, when it comes down to the metaverse, what's the worst thing they can do for a vehicle? That's what you have to think about. What's the worst, not what's the best, because we can speculate all day long. Oh, you can upgrade your DeLorean. They should put a rocket on the bottom of it. It shoots you up to the space. You can go to Star Wars planet. I mean, we can do that all day long. It's like let's switch gears and say, okay, what's the worst you can get from a vehicle? So when you think about what's the worst thing you can get from a vehicle, what's the worst experience? They already confirmed that we're going to have racing. Like, you're going to be able to race your vehicle. So that's pretty normal. It's pretty basic, and that's almost could be the worst. That almost could be one of the worst things because that is confirmed. So that could be one of the worst things. And if that's the worst thing, that's a pretty good worst thing. Like a racing game, that's a pretty good worst thing. So you know that, like, all they have to do is like not make it so tires fall off, and then that actually could be a cool part of the game. If a tire fall off, you gotta repair it, and then that burn Omi. That's just me being greedy and looking for more ways to burn Omi. But I wouldn't be mad at that. But that probably wouldn't make for the best experience if your wheels just get to popping off. You got to keep spending Omi to buy it. It probably wouldn't make for the best game, but I would love it as far as Omi goes. But yeah, like, seriously, on a serious note, I think that would be fun. That's a pretty fun worst case scenario. I think changing colors on cars, maybe not things like DeLorean, maybe not IP vehicles, but maybe they have their own, you know, racing vehicles. They have their own type of, so different vehicles can be used for different type of races, different types of games. We already know that they're going to have racing. Is it a stretch to say that they're going to have customizable cars, upgradable cars at some point? Is there going to be some way you can like change the color on a vehicle or something? Like, because you can upgrade your showrooms, you're going to be able to upgrade your homes and things like that. Will we not be able to upgrade cars at some point? Maybe spend some OMI to upgrade some of the stats towards your cars. Because then use your cars to go for prizes that's actually valuable, like NFTs or something. Maybe, you know, Veve holds a lot of NFTs. What if they did start, like some of the NFTs they hold, like what if they start giving away some? Like giving away some and doing something crazy fun and unique, like a gamble. So it's like a lottery giveaway. If they did some type of racing game where you had to upgrade it, you had to spend your OMI, but there was a lottery drop. So it's not a guarantee that you'll get a super valuable comic, but it is a guarantee that you'll get some type of value, some type of NFT. So they can, like, you know, they take the first editions of every NFT, right? So what if they just put the ones they were willing to give away, they put them all in like a bundle, and then it's just random generated. The winner of a race, you get one of them. So it could be one of the earlier Momokonos, like something that's not even valuable at all. And then it kind of makes sense for the cost, because the amount you pay to upgrade your car to the point where you're going to win these races, the amount you pay to make your car look cool, like, and then this is everybody's going for it, but everybody can't win. So everybody's upgrading their cars. Really, it kind of pays for itself if you think about it. This is a feature that pays for itself by everybody needing to upgrade their cars in order to be competitive within something like this. Or they can just do it, instead of doing it for like every race, they can just have like daily tournaments or something. Daily tournaments where it's a pool and then it's a gamble. Like you can get anything from a secret rare to a common, and it's all in the pool, but it's going to be randomly generated. Like maybe at the end of the race, the winner like pulls a little slot machine, a virtual slot machine, and the wheel lands on one of the brands or one of the things or something, you know, like just something fully randomized. Now, obviously, this is all speculative. This is what I mean by you can go crazy with what the type of ideas that you come up with. But the fact of the matter is, worst case scenario with vehicles, you're going to be able to race them. Worst case scenario, you're going to be able to race them, and that in itself is fun. Now, upgrading, like, can we upgrade the vehicles? Are they gonna have us, like, can we race for pink slips? Can we, like, you know, like that type of stuff? That's up in the air. But worst case scenario, you'll be able to freaking race them. Like, I feel like that's a really good utility. It's very fun, and it's going to be one of the things people would want to rent from you. It's one of the things that people would want to rent from you, you know? So I think that that's huge in itself, the fact that people will want to rent that from you. So now if you buy a vehicle in Veve, you get residual income. You have residual income, passive income, like that's something that people are constantly going to want to rent from you, because let's say people, like, because the thing is, once they start releasing racing and stuff like that, the vehicles, the prices of stuff is going to start going up. So it's going to get to a point where it's unaffordable. So that means all the newer people who aren't OGs, and yes, everybody on Veve right now, I consider an OG. You may not be as much of an OG as some other people, but you're an OG if you're on Veve right now. So yes, I think that they're going to be renting these vehicles from us, because we are at a stage right now where we can afford these things on Veve. Most people are not going to be, like, most people, these things are going to be unaffordable and out of reach, especially once they add in the utility. So people are going to be renting this stuff from us. You're going to have people who buying a bunch of these, like hoverboards. Like I know a bunch of people who are hovering hoverboards, and that's just because if they add, like, they do the same thing with hoverboards. They can make hoverboard races and stuff like that, and then get a pool of random collectibles and just, like, you know, start doing them type of giveaways, like hoverboard tournaments where you're racing. They do little maps or something, like some way, making some dope little scene that you can race in, and yeah, like you win something. So, like, I think that I try to look for things where it's like, you know, the worst possible outcome for this is still pretty valuable, you know? So, like, when you look at something, I think, what is it, the DeLorean, I feel like is at like 200 or 300 bucks right now. I bought my DeLorean for 700. So yeah, that just goes to show you, like, yeah, the 285. So 285 is what DeLorean at. I bought mine for 700, so I'm down right now. But then, yeah, in full disclosure, I have, like, obviously this is my strategy. I have these things I'm talking about in this video. It's not to shill it. I don't think that there's anything that I can say to pump the price of anything on Veve right now. The fact of the matter is, this is how I look towards investments. I'm looking towards the future. That's been my mindset. That's been my perspective. Then you have the Ecto 1. The Ecto 1 is 189 right now. It's always been cheaper than the DeLorean, but the Ecto 1 I'm pretty sure is going to be drivable, and other vehicles and things like that. I think that I think, see, some of my investments are definitely speculative, like the Star Trek ship. I believe that they can make different planets for these NFTs that really make sense to have their own planets and stuff like that, where Star Trek, Star Wars, there being planets. I think that we could essentially see these things used as keys in the future, a key to be able to go to a whole different planet. And it's $215 right now, the US Enterprise. So yeah, the USS Enterprise. So this, I mean, that's something that I look at, and that's the way that I think about it. So that's how I approached my investments, man. I try to look at, while I do have some stuff that I try to look at for now, stuff I look at for the future, I also look at what things are going to be. Like you have Lightning McQueen. He's $50 right now. Lightning McQueen is $50 right now. It's one of the most, well, not, I don't know, he's actually a pretty popular kids brand. I don't know if it's the most popular kids brand, but he's a very popular kids brand. And if you're gonna have racing for a certain age range, like young kids, they would rather race with, you know, McQueen. They would rather race with McQueen and all those cars from Cars. So I think there could be a Cars themed race. There could be a Veve Collectibles themed race. There could be a Cars themed race. Like, there could be all types of different racing. They don't have to, maybe they bunch them all up together, but I don't think that they have to. I think they're gonna have a whole vehicle category coming. You could have realistic racing, where that's when we get like real world, you know, Aston Martin, the Aston Martin from James Bond. That's a different type of car than the DeLorean, the Batmobile, the Ecto 1. So all these could be different types of races. They never said that there's just gonna be one form of race. I mean, they could make it so you can race all these against each other, but I think that it would be a lot more fun. I think it would be a lot better if they had some separation there, and then there's enough vehicles in the future. So, you know, there's enough vehicles so we can have all these things separate. So you can choose what you like about each different type of race, and you can just go and experiment and explore all different types of racing. It could be the exact same mechanics, so but they behave differently or something. Like there's some type of different prizes or something, you know, like for the McQueen one, maybe you don't get something, maybe that's not an upgradable car or something. Maybe that's just based on skill. They make it based on skill, and that's just really for like little kids to have some fun. Maybe they can unlock or win another car. So maybe it's not necessarily an NFT, but maybe an NFT, but not one of the valuable ones. Maybe that's considered a toy. You know, the toy category on Veve is what they said would be for like the kids and children and stuff like that, where you're not gonna have to put a ton of money in. And then we have our racing with our asset category, where that's where you have like the DeLorean, the Ecto 1, and things like that. So this is a little bit of my strategy and what I go for, and kind of how I see the future going. And this is some of the things that I'm trying to buy. Like one of the biggest categories that I'm looking at in terms of future, you know, future success. Because I think that out of everything, in terms of utility, and in terms of what this project is going to go to and what type of utilities you're going to have, that's one of the best. Like this has the best worst case scenario. I feel like this has the best worst case scenario, because the very worst thing that can happen is the only thing that you can do with the cars is race them. That sounds fun. Like it's entire racing games that just drives off of just racing. So yeah, this is a pretty good long-term investment in my opinion. So that's my logic behind it. That's one of my longer-term investments. But let me know what you all think. Let me know how you all feel about that. Let me know some of the things that you're looking at, some of the things that you feel are the most valuable. But yeah, that's pretty much it, y'all. Be sure to drop that thumbs up, subscribe, and turn on notifications, and I will catch you all on the next one. Peace out, y'all.